Hello, we are on to make and take number 2 for this great Facebook Stampin' Party on this cold January the 10th. So let me start by using a piece of smoky slate cardstock. I've just cut it in half at the 5.5 and folded it at the 4.25. So very common base that I would use. And what I have here is a strip of foil paper. It's also 5.5 inches long and 2.5 inches wide. Okay, so 2.5 by 5.5. This is our silver foil paper. You can see how it shimmers and shines. And what I'm going to do is I am going to run it through this embossing folder. It's the name of this embossing folder is called Subtle Textured Embossing Folder, I believe. So, actually I like it that Stampin' Up! Put this line here. It kind of helps to make sure that my page is in there nice and straight. And we'll get my boyfriend the Big Shot. This is a well-used tool in my life, the Big Shot. And it's actually starting to creak a little bit funnier than usual, so I'm worried that it's on its way out, and it doesn't owe me anything because it gets so much use, personal use in my classes. I've had it for years and years and years now. There is, if you do decide to purchase a Big Shot, there is a 3-year warranty on it, so but it's well past that. I mean, we've got to be close to 10 years now. I don't know. So I put it in here, and then but it hasn't died yet. Anyway, I'm just saying it's making a funny creaking sound. So I quickly bought another one because I can't be without this thing. So it's really just a press. So it goes on this platform, which comes with the tool. And then you put the embossing folder. And because it's one of our thick textured embossing ones, I just only need one of these clear cutting pads that I slip on top. And I just roll. Okay. See, do you hear that funny clicking? I don't know. Sounds a bit suspicious. Okay, so let me get rid of that. Move this out of the way. And then look what happens to the foil paper. I think it's just stunning. Stunning what happens to the foil paper. Do you see that? It's got all these subtle lines. It's really much more subtle if you're just using cardstock. But I find on the foil paper, it really just gives it a really amazing wow factor. And I'll tell you, we did this card at my technique class on Monday this past week, and I told the girls what inspired me to make this card. Well, basically I was inspired by running the foil paper through the embossing folder because I received this Christmas card from my friend Camille, and she used the Winterwood set, but look at how when she embossed the foil with that subtle embossing folder, like what a wow effect. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but anyway, so that card that I got for Christmas is what inspired this card that is coming to life before you right now. So let me, I just put, I'm just putting some snail here, and this is just a strip of black cardstock. So this is a way to kind of give a bit of a border. So this strip of cardstock is 5 inches long, and it's probably just 1 inch wide, just to give a bit of a border onto the foil paper there. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then we'll glue it onto our card base. Okay. Okay. I'll stick that on there. And then now I'm using a new stamp set from the Occasions catalog, of course, because this is a Occasions catalog party. We have to showcase things from that. And I'm using the Geared Up Garage bundle. So there's a stamp set and there's also a coordinating bundle. And one of the dies in that bundle are these fun gears. Look at that. So this would work for a masculine card. I mean, I love to make pretty flowery cards all the time, but sometimes there are men in my life, or boys, or my teenager. I don't know. Is he a boy? Is he a man? I don't know. It's all very confusing. But I think this might be kind of fun for the guys, for the boys, because we can't always stamp flowers and butterflies as much as I would like to. So this kind of gives it a bit of a masculine touch. I'll just put a little bit of our multi-purpose liquid glue here. I find it is quite strong, so I think it'll work pretty well on the foil paper. I don't need tons, but just a little to kind of hold this baby down. Okay, stick that on, hold it into place. So you see how the card is coming together. Okay, and then right here, I have another die from that set, and we'll just stick it on here. We'll put the sentiment on here actually. So we'll just put a little bit of the glue. I find this liquid glue, you don't have to use tons and tons because it is really strong. You'll know what I mean if you use it and you get it on your fingers. Your fingers will stay sticky for a while. Okay, and then this is another die that comes in the set. It's a bigger piece that can fit on top here. So I am actually going to pop it up with dimensionals just to give it a little bit of lift. Okay, so I'll just pop that on here and stick that on here. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll stamp the sentiment. I'm going to use the You Jumpstart My Heart, but there's all different. You could do Hey Dad, so you could use it for Father's Day, something like that. And then I will stamp it. Sorry, I'll stamp it using the stamp set and the Memento Black. So a good black ink pad, you can never go wrong. So let me just stamp that on there, and then I am going to use the die to cut it out. So this is the same die that was used to cut out this black piece here. And then I'm noticing there's a bit of paper stuck inside, so I'm just gonna, from technique class, this is left over. Okay, so see how this die cuts this out, but we're gonna use the center piece here, right, to give that extra layer. So bring up my friend the Big Shot again. And this time I'm going to use the magnetic platform. The magnetic platform is an extra addition if you want it. You don't have to use the magnetic platform, but I find it quite useful sometimes for lining things up so it doesn't quite move as much when you roll it through. And I need another plate here. And then it's like you're making a little sandwich with the cutting plates, and you're rolling it through and it will just cut. So the die is like a metal die. So there's no like electricity used for the Big Shot. It's really just a press. So there we go. Okay, and we can just pop that out, and we've got our little saying. Let me move the Big Shot, and then we can glue that right in place there. Okay, so again, another quick and easy card. We could use that for the men in our lives. And if we want to make it a little bit, just give it a little bit something extra, I'm just using the lovely Lipstick Blends marker. Now, our blend markers are fantastic. They're alcohol based, which means that you can actually color on non-porous surfaces like this enamel hearts. I think they're epoxy hearts. I think that's what they're called in the catalog. Okay, so you can just, I would suggest coloring it while it's still on this acetate sheet so that if you go over the lines, it's no problem. Okay, let's see. Maybe I'll just use my hands here, and then we can just pop that on, right? We can just put them anywhere. We can put one up here. Okay, and that finishes up the card. I still think the highlight is this foil paper. So don't forget, you can get the Make and Takes mailed to you. So everything will be pre-cut, pre-embossed for you. You just have to stamp whatever sentiment you want. So you should have some black ink and, you know, and some kind of stamp or something like that so that you can just stamp that out, assemble it, and you'll get this Make and Take piece as long as you place an order as part of this Facebook party. As long as your order's $40 or more, I'll make sure you get them. Okay, so that's Make and Take number 2. Oh, wait, before I close off this video, I'm going to show you another sample using exactly the same stamp set, totally different look. Also could be a great masculine birthday card. It could be a birthday card, it could be a graduation card, it could be a turning 16 card with the car on there. And here is the Designer Series paper that goes along with that suite, and a little key, right? There's little embellishments. So again,